Alrighty, folks, the stream is live. Welcome to Light Shopping, brought to us by the Runner Hub. I will be your GM today. Can everybody go ahead and introduce themselves going from left to right on the Roll20 screen?
Do you want a description or just like,
Everybody
hi,
go ahead
I'm
and
Sunbeam?
introduce themselves going from left to right on the
Okay,
Roll20
so left to right.
Do you,
Okay, so I'm last.
Yes. Brief description, how you are getting to Renton, what you're wearing, basic stuff like that.
all right. Do I know what security zone this is, or do you want like a roll for that?
Um, well, you know that it's near Fed Boeing, um, and you know it's in Renton. Do you have the knowledge skill for Seattle?
Yes, I've got area knowledge.
Then you're very much aware that this is not a place that you go toting around big weaponry, and it's close enough to Fed Boeing that you probably don't want to look like, a bum.
All right.
I mean,
Would an armored jacket still be okay?
long as you've showered in the past 24 hours and your clothes don't have obvious grease stains on them, you're probably going to be okay.
All right. So if I think the armored jacket's okay, I'll roll that.
Oh yeah. I mean, armored
Sunbeam.
jackets are designed to, be innocuous and blend in.
Yeah. So Sunbeam is a 6 foot tall elf. She's got a very voluminous pink wig on today, covering. If you're. Oh, I should do a disguise thing too. I'll roll that in a sec. Covering what a keen eye will notice is a bullet wound on her forehead, little bits of stubble growing underneath. And she's gonna ride there on her dirt bike, which is road legal, I've been told.
Well, dirt bikes can be street legal. I actually owned one personally.
Nice.
Alright, and where are you coming from?
She will be coming from Graham Cracker in Puyallup. It's an E zone, just south of. Is it Auburn? Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna jump on 167 and head north.
That sounds like a thing. I'll
Okay.
take your word for it.
Alright. Are you planning on showing up early?
I'll get there about 5 minutes early just so I can down a coffee real quick.
Alright. Boring Stanley. Boring Stanley?
Sorry about that. I had all audio cut out for a second. Boring Stanley is an obese, approaching retirement age man. He's in his mid to late 50s. He is bald on top with some hair around the outside, kind of like the little crown. He has a big bushy mustache and wears a pair of glasses just because. He is driving his Jackrabbit, which is about the most boring car you can imagine, but he is wearing a very nice Zoe suit. And he will aim to get there about 15 minutes early. He stands about 5'7". That's 177 centimeters for the rest of the world. And he clocks in at just a little over 97 kilos, which is about 213 pounds. So he's, you could say he's in shape if round was an acceptable shape.
Alright, and Scion.
Scion is a 6'2", more completely looks like Athro drone off the block. He seems to be cute. Wears a straight up jacket with zipped, well under it a armored vest. He always carries his backpack, which contains his guns, which is taken apart, by the way. And he lives in Bellevue, so he goes around and takes his van, which is a paramedic, like a customized paramedic van, and takes that all the way to the location 15 minutes early.
Alright. And?
Yeah, basically everything you think he has is cybernetic.
Alright, and where are you coming from?
Bellevue.
Okay, so you don't have much of a drive.
Yeah.
Alright, so you are heavily cybered, including an obvious cyber skull. People give you funny looks in this part of town. Can you roll me an etiquette check?
Sure. Do you have any negative modifiers?
Aside from your essence ones, no. It's just one of those, people are going to look at you and be like, dude, what's that anthro-drone? Oh, wait, that's an actual person. Okay. You're good. People, you see people give you double looks. You see little kids, doing that big wide-eyed stare thing because kids have no tact and they do that. The barista at the coffee shop gives you, an interesting look. So Scion and Sunbeam were both showing up Scion and Stanley were showing up about 15 minutes early, and Sunbeam was about 5 minutes. Yes.
Yep.
All right. So Scion, Stanley, you want to give me perception checks when you guys step in?
Yeah. Sure.
Like I said, this is a nice little coffee shop. It is nearby to the Boeing Airport. You got a few nicer people that are traveling. A little bit of a mix, but nobody that looks like they're, from Redmond or Puyallup shitholes. Okay, you both notice that there are a couple of larger tables, for book clubs and whatnot that want to meet up, and one of the larger tables has a single gentleman in a pure black suit with a black tie, and he is drinking a cup of coffee and doesn't seem to be paying attention to, the hubbub going on around him. But he's alone at one of the larger tables. There's a pretty good chance that that's where you need to be going.
I make sure I order a. Do they do like sizes like Starbucks, or is it more like a small, medium, and large?
These people are not pretentious. So yes, you can order a small, medium, and large.
It says, can I have a large, half and half, colada with specifically 3 scoops of white chocolate on top, or possibly syrup if you prefer, and make sure that there's at least soy whipped cream on top. Thank you.
Alright, and what's your lifestyle? Medium?
Medium.
Alright, you're good. They whip that right up for you, and have a good day, sir.
Thank you. And I just go and wait at the station where you pick up your drinks.
Okay. Scion, are you picking up anything to drink?
That's me.
Or,
That was Guy.
sorry, Stanley. Go by what I mean, what I say.
Yeah, Stanley, I'm assuming he was in line behind Scion. And who is across the counter from him? Like, is it a boy, a girl, a human?
We'll go with it is a small waifish orc girl. Like, if it was a human, you'd say, 15, 16, but being an orc, probably 12, 13.
Okay. Stanley will kind of point a thumb at Scion and go, "Wow, look at this guy. I mean, he looks almost like a robot. Hey, little girl, would you mind? Oh, I want to try one of them fancy cups of coffee with that with the steamy thing that puts the foamy stuff on it. Can you make me one of those?"
She gives you that head cock like, is this guy serious? And goes ahead and makes a frappuccino, or whatever they're called, for you.
And Stanley will stand there with a huge smile on his face and kind of awkwardly occupy space until it's ready.
Okay. So it doesn't take long. They are very efficient, and you note that they actually have coffee beans on display. So like they're using real coffee.
That is perfect for Stanley.
Yes. Stanley, you also have medium lifestyle, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
And
when Stanley gets his drink, he will very, very slyly engage his sim rig before he takes that first sip.
record it. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, he is. Contrary to popular belief, he is not a boring man. He drinks real coffee, thank you, and he likes to relive this stuff sometimes because he doesn't want to believe that he's boring. So yeah, he is definitely going to make a sim recording of him drinking a cup of coffee with that fancy foamy stuff with a machine.
Fantastic. Are you guys gonna go have a seat, or are you going to keep
Yeah,
waiting?
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually have a seat, my drink. And this is how. Hi. Do I see Sunbeam?
Sunbeam is not there yet.
Oh, okay.
You guys showed up a little bit before she did.
Okay, Stanley is going to eye the pastry case while he enjoys his coffee, and yeah, he's really good at sort of being in the way without being, rude about it. He's a round guy, and there's a lot of oh geez, I'm sorry, oh geez, let me get out of your way. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are probably in a rush. So he's just being a harmless old man.
Okay. Does he do this intentionally?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Okay. Well then, roll me an etiquette check.
Can I throw a corporate spec on that?
No, we're not in a corporate setting.
Yeah.
This is just to see if anybody accidentally dumps their coffee on you, basically.
5 hits, no whammies.
Okay, so a couple of people almost dumped their coffee, but they give you that sigh of exasperation and step around you, and you manage not to have any actual accidents. And so both of you have your coffee. I'm assuming you're going to have a seat with the Johnson, or who appears to be
Yeah.
the Johnson. Well, well, you guys have a seat. Sunbeam, you're going to be showing up about the time they're actually having a seat.
All right. Sunbeam has actually seen Scion before, so she's. Do you want the perception to notice that the Johnson is there, or do you just want to assume that?
If you recognize a runner from previous runs, you know where you need to be.
All right. So she'll make a play at being a semi-normal person and go up and just get black coffee, please.
You want to be a
probably
normal
can't pronounce
person.
half.
You're pretending to be normal and ordering black coffee at a coffee house. That's fantastic.
She probably can't pronounce half of the things on the menu.
Neither can anybody else. Alright, well, you already rolled your disguise to hide the bullet wound, right?
Yep, I got 4 hits.
Okay. Well, the little waif of a orc that is working at the register, rolls her eyes at the, oh my god, this person's so unique in ordering just black coffee.
Do I see her?
Yeah, I'm guessing that, she is not subtle with a bright poofy pink wig.
Yeah, the wig, if anything, is the most distinctive part. Her face is a little hard to nail down since you've only seen her once before. It was a different disguise that time, but it's probably enough to tip you off.
I go around and I just laugh. It slightly sounds robotic in a manner.
Hmm.
It goes over and says, Last time I saw you, you were drunk out of your mind.
Oh, hey. It wasn't that bad.
As
It's not like that bad. You just went up on front of the stage and started singing a song like crazy.
well, while Sunbeam is ordering her drink, another cup is brought out for the man in the black suit, and his empty cup is taken away, and he's sitting there very patiently. He's observing you guys now. He's actively, paying attention to his surroundings now that somebody has shown up and taken a seat with him.
All right. Well, Stanley will walk over and kind of stand at the table and wait for an invitation to sit down.
He will, nod and, motion to a seat.
Are we three are seated around this table now?
Yeah, you guys all have your drinks, you're all seated down, and this guy, he looks like he might be more muscle than face. I mean, the suit was tailored for him for a reason, because normal suits would probably, look stretched and weird on his bulky frame.
I go and say, where is the man getting groceries?
I am his representative.
Of course. Nice to meet you. I'm Scion. With a sly southern accent.
What race is the race and metatype is the Johnson?
He is human, and he is a Marind. So, he's fairly nondescript in terms of that standard, for the area. You guys are right next to the Nan, so Amerins are not that uncommon. You're next to the airport, so yeah. Yeah, so there is some minor shopping that my client needs done. It is about the size of a red box. He seems to chuckle at his own joke. I thought that he'd contacted 4 people, but apparently, only 3 were available. That is fine. So, can you, go pick it up for 6?
Before 6 or after 6?
For 6, as in, he's offering you 6K to go pick up whatever it is that he needs picked up.
Sure.
Oh, young man, you are just straight and to the point. That's what I love about you guys these days. You're so direct in the business world. There's no beating around the bush with you guys, are there? And Stanley will do that odd thing that older gentlemen tend to do, where he reaches over and kind of squeezes the guy's upper arm. Oh God, that's like squeezing a python wrapped around a horse in there.
I kind of what he does when that man does it.
Bread box, not red box.
All right, that makes a lot more sense.
Going back to the old, probably before many of your time, Boring Stanley probably remembers, the old 20 questions. Is it bigger than a bread box?
I'm sorry, out of character. That was like the worst time for my wife to walk into the room. She's never heard me do Boring Stanley, so she's standing here both shaking her head in shame and laughing at me. Apologies.
That means you're doing it right.
Hey, I made her chocolate souffles for Mother's Day. All right, I'm already in the win column right now.
Yeah. Alright, so, like I said, it'll fit in a bread box and, 6K.
Oh, see, this is the only thing, is that we got to know a little bit more. I mean, because it all depends on what we're going to be putting in this bread box. See, so if it's one of those things that you know who might be looking for, well, that's going to change the situation just a little bit.
The this is a very simple shopping job. I'm sure that people of your caliber are more than capable of handling this.
Well, you did say there was going to be someone else. Could you perhaps give us a little what do you call it, discretionary funds in case we need to contract some special skills?
Oh, that would be excellent because originally you had hired you're hiring 4 people, and now there's 3 of us that are going to do this. And can see carry 1. That means there's a lot more on our shoulders here.
With a slight twitch of his hand, like he's sliding cards across the table, arrows pop up for all of you. It is a picture. It is a picture of a blue vase.
Alright. Does it look like a blue man from like the Blue Man Group?
Oh, vase.
Vase.
Yeah, the face.
Like for
Like a thing you put
flowers.
flowers in. Yeah.
The face and flowers.
Give me a moment, I will link you a picture.
I'm gonna link the Blue Man Group picture.
I know what Blue Man Group is. I'm just, yeah. There you go. I mean, it is a blue vase.
What a coinky dink. My ex-wife, I mean, she's not with me anymore, but she actually had a vase that looked just like that. It wasn't quite as tall. It was a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But I have to say that's a good looking vase. Even, I guess with the right kind of curtains, and maybe if your couch had the right floral print, that could work in just about any room.
So, like I said, this is a very simple acquisition. My client is unable to pick it up himself.
Well, generally, I mean, I might be jumping out on a great big limb here when I say this, but usually when you're hiring folks like us to pick something up, it means that there's somebody who's going to try to stop us from picking it up. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about, what kind of door we're going to have to go through in order to get this vase for you.
Well, that's fair. Are you familiar with the Four Lakes area?
Four Lakes. Let me think real quick. I'm pretty sure. I think I remember. Wasn't there an electronics back in? Oh gosh, what year was it? 2062. There was an electronics supply warehouse on the road where there was the dog grooming place across the street over there. I think I sold them some wiring couplers once. No. 2062. I was still in Chicago in 2062. This would have been 2064, I think.
Sunbeam, what you know about Four Lakes is it is a double A area in east part of Renton, over near the Tiger Mountain State Forest. It's a little bit well-to-do. Houses aren't very close to each other. Old money. Old money definitely pops to mind.
So I'm picturing like not really a rural area, but a spread out area with a bunch of McMansions.
Right. Very much like that. And they're not full mansions, they're mini mansions. But they'll have, a little bit of land around them. They're not, you definitely can't look into your neighbor's window from your window.
All right.
There's going to be trees around, big open yards, that type of thing. So, anything in particular you want to try to remember, and I'll tell you if you do?
I don't have any skills in Seattle area, so I think you got a couple of stuff, right? Something.
Yeah. So since this is Renton, I'm gonna guess that it's very heavily like human in the good areas, quote unquote.
Yes.
Um, am I? Is it bad enough that I'm gonna have to worry, like cover up the ears and everything?
No, no. I mean, elves, humans, they're close enough that they're not gonna get, funny looks. And there's probably a couple of orcs out there, that goblinized, even though they're already from old money and their families didn't, kick them out.
All right.
I mean, it's just
Um,
not common.
I see. And I imagine being a pretty good area with a lot of rich people, there's there's a significant kind of KE presence.
KE has the contract for the area, yeah.
All right, but oh, actually, yeah, since they're rich, they probably don't want them on every corner. All right.
Right. I mean, yeah.
I don't think I have any other area E questions to ask right now.
All right,
Okay.
GM, with 3 hits in bars and club and 3 hits in a specific karaoke bars, is this anywhere that Stanley might have been and knows a little bit about?
Karaoke bars are far too low class for that particular area.
Watch
Like,
your mouth.
yeah, I will. And bars and clubs, there's one club. It's over in the Spring Lake area, which is, a little ways away. Most of what you're gonna find in the Four Lakes area is gonna be more lounge style. You know, go in and have a glass of scotch after work, or, you know, have wine with brunch and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna find dive bars there, because, well, it's double A zone, old money. They don't like dive bars there. The closest you would find is there would be a bar near the ranger station for when they get off, but even that is, you know, they show up in uniform because if they were things that they had from home, they'd probably get, looked at funny. Because rangers don't make a lot of money.
Yeah. So we're just to be sure this area is going to be out in the wilderness, or it's just something different. Just I'm just trying to be sure.
He said the Four Lakes area, which probably indicates one of the houses. He didn't say Tiger Mountain State Forest, which would be, actually wilderness.
Yeah. Okay. I think we could probably handle it. Like I've been in the middle of Tasmania, and that's been way worse than going in the middle of the forest.
So, there are a couple of conditions that need to be clarified. The the vase, when you pick it up, needs to be delivered undamaged, and the person that you will be picking it up from must not be permanently injured.
Okay.
We would hate
You
for
can-
any accidents to happen.
So not permanently injured, just like maybe um, don't lose a don't give them to lose a leg or something like that. Is that what you
Okay,
mean?
so you guys are in, a very nice coffee shop. He is trying to very subtly tell you.
Can I roll etiquette to roll it to say it subtly?
Yes, yes, you can. Okay, 2 hits on etiquette means don't go in hot because Whoever.
I'll roll a edge if that. If
Now, 2 hits is enough on etiquette.
yeah.
He's saying don't kill anybody, don't permanently maim them, don't use lethal means, on the owner of the house.
Okay.
GM, using my olfactory booster, is he rocking pheromones or anything like that?
Nope.
Awesome.
So, is 6K an acceptable amount?
I look to the fat man.
Well, normally I would say that would be okay, but we did notice that there's one person from this team missing, and I'm kind of a little worried about why he'd be gone. Maybe he found out something that we might be going up against. So I think what's that old saying? You have to put a drop of honey in the tea to no, wait, that's not it. No, it's you got to wear the onions before. No, what is that old saying? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I'll send you a message when I remember it. But no, I think you need to sweeten the pot just a little more because we're only running at 75% strength here.
He nods. That's very understandable. Go ahead and roll your bones. See how convincing you were in your little spiel.
Can I include a
Can I
bargaining?
put in a...
Go ahead, Scion.
Oh, nope, Sunbeam. I was asking if I could throw an assist in there since I mentioned a few things.
Go for it.
Awesome.
And can I include a bargaining spec since we're going back and forth here?
This is more negotiation. I guess bargaining. Bargaining is more trying to get a deal on purchasing. This would be more contract negotiation.
Okay, that works for me.
My God, Sunbeam is so convincing. Maybe because of her pink hair.
Yep, I don't actually know how to talk, but I'm really good at helping other people.
Really? On 17 dice, only 4 hits.
Are you comfortable with that level of success?
With 5 edge, it's a medium threat run.
Low to medium. But there it is.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, he nods. He's like, yeah, you guys were intended to have an extra addition to the team. How about this? I will split their pay between the 3 of you and make it 8K each.
Wow, that sounds fantastic, sir. And Stanley will put his hand out to shake his hand.
He will accept the handshake, and it is the professionally firm type handshake.
Woo, look at those paws on you. Wow, you're wow.
Roll me a judge intentions.
Do you want me to roll it also, or specifically Stanley?
Anybody who wants to, but it was meant for Stanley.
Okay.
Okay.
And keeping in mind, I do have both honest faced and trustworthy for my my positive qualities.
So, Scion, you notice that he does look slightly uncomfortable at all of Stanley's, effectively gloating over him.
Okay.
He wasn't gloating. Stanley's happy. He was being friendly.
Yeah, but the whole, oh my gosh, such great paws on you, and, all of that stuff seems to be making him slightly uncomfortable on a personal level, but he is trying to school it with, professionalism.
Oh, man. Okay.
Like, he is not used to, people talking about him directly like that. Uh, so now that you've shaken, he reaches into his coat pocket and he pulls out a key, and it has a little fob on it that says what does it say? Oh, King Street Station on the key fob. And there's a number on the opposite side of where it says King Street Station. He's like, deliver here. And he sets the key in the middle of the table.
Oh, real quick, how soon do you want this?
Sooner would be better. If we don't hear anything in a week, we will assume that it was beyond your capabilities and look for a different team. He looks around to see whether that is acceptable.
Sunbeam.
Stanley will nod.
Fantastic. He will finish the last of his coffee and stand, his broad shoulders, blocking out, a good field of your view as he, gets out of his chair. And have a good day. And he walks out. You have a feeling that you're never going to see him again.
Wow, what a nice fellow! What a nice young man. Really, it's nice being in Seattle. It's so much more polite than Chicago.
Yeah, he was all right. And I guess switching to D&I. So do either of you guys have a car that isn't that wouldn't look out of place in a kind of nice neighborhood? I kind of rode a dirt bike here.
My bull. I have a good van that looks nice, but I don't want people to destroy it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to brag about, because I've been a salesman for 38 years, and that's me. I do happen to have a Chrysler Nissan Jackrabbit. And I like I said, I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, but it is the 2071 model, so it's pretty nice, I got to say.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a thing that'll work.
Yeah. My van actually is a lot more protective than specifically that. But are you good at driving, Stanley?
Well, I mean, I've never. Well, I mean, I'd say I've never been in an accident per se.
Sunbeam.
I've been in a few accidents, but I can drive all right.
Okay. Add a character. What are your dice for driving?
I'm throwing 5 on a wheeled vehicle.
Same.
I have 4.
Well, we don't need to worry about driving talent too much, because in theory we're not going to be getting chased out of here.
Okay.
We're literally grid guide through most of the neighborhood while we're doing all our surveillance, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah. Let's just do maybe my van, because that probably is it's a van, and it actually looks pretty nice. So I doubt that, even though it's a van, I think maybe you might open some eyes, but I think you need to. Let's do it outside of this place, and I basically do a chug my whole entire drink in, like, even though I have no technically I don't have any reflexes to go and stuff like that. So we'll talk in my van.
Also, I forgot to mention, when he put the key out in the center, he did give you an AR with the address. I did forget to mention that, but that is very important.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot to ask.
Don't worry, even GMs get assumed competence. We figured that it got passed over.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
to the
Stanley
van
is
then?
going to get up, and on the way out, he is going to get. He's going to buy 3 scones, one for everybody. and he will join you guys in the van.
Aww, thank you. She just Sunbeam takes to it like a starving seagull.
I
What is Sunbeam's lifestyle?
Low.
Okay, you have used all of your slush fund for spending for the month.
That one
One
coffee.
cup of coffee wiped you out. That's amazing.
Street life, yo.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we all pile into Scion's van to start the drive out there.
Yeah, I go and like, so you see in the van you can see an area for like a gurney, a Valkyrie modifications for like medical equipment. Along with that, there's areas for people to seek seats.
Fancy.
Says, take a seat, and we'll get on. Well, I'm not going to park next to the place. We'll try to do it off the distance, but
Okay.
We'll see what we can see from the road as we drive by, and if we need to get a little closer, I can pop out of my body and swoosh over there.
yeah. Hey, Stanley, can you take the seat on this as I pull back the seat and to handle his girth body? I need to go and put my weapons together. Okay.
You want me to drive your van? Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, just don't crash. Okay.
Stanley will instantly look for the radio controls and try to put on some music.
You get like the music that you get on the first thing you find is like those neoclassical music from like people trying to recreate like before the first crash music, and like you hear like probably like someone trying to redo like Lady Gaga's like that way or something like that, like on the edge.
Oh, god damn it.
Living
Okay,
on the edge.
Stanley is going to go, oh, I love this song. And he will take a deep breath and he will proceed to sing the entire way there to
Oh my
I
God.
actually do the same with trying to harmonize with Sunbeam while trying to take my weapons and put it together.
So the entire team is singing Lady Gaga all the way to the mission. I'm okay with this. Hey GM, can you roll 6 dice for me? I tried to
Sure.
summon a thing. I'm summoning a friend. Oh wait, that wasn't it. Scared the
That was
shit
me.
out of me.
Are you comfortable with that level of success? Before I hit enter, are you comfortable?
Me or Stanley?
You.
I'm comfortable.
Okay. You have 4 services on your new little pupper friend.
Yay! I still managed to take a stun.
You were just too amazed by Stanley singing with 6 hits on his karaoke check.
That distraction.
You can edge your soak. I think
Nah.
you can edge drain.
Oh, yeah, you can. I'm just it's not worth it. I'm fine.
Okay, so you guys are driving around. You get into the area that this is, and the roads are windy. They're narrow. I mean, there's no real place to pull off right here. You see a couple of side roads that lead down to docks. You see a couple of gates that have nice stonework around them that look like they would open if you had the right RFID. You see a couple of houses closer to the road that are 2-story, probably 5,000 or 6,000 square foot. They're small for a mansion, but they're good-sized houses. They're really nice. And then you come and you coming around a curve and you see the mailbox with the right number, an AR over it, and it's a fully fenced in with like a large iron wrought fence. And there's a couple of dogs running around outside. Looks like there's dog show demonstration equipment, like the bridges and the teeter-totters and stuff like that for dogs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of those off to the side of the house. And yeah.
All right.
Your standard, camera at the gate, very obvious with the little pedestal that stands up that, either reads your badge or you can enter in a passcode. You're not sure from here. Sunbeam, you're a sensing, yes? So that means you're rolling
Yes.
down a window.
2 hits. Yep. I'll roll down the window and take a look.
Okay. Well, it's a beautiful day actually right now. You're talking middle of May. It's actually sunny, which is surprising for this area, but it's, nice. The dogs are barking. It looks like there's 12 dogs that you can see on the astral.
Ooh.
There's not a lot other than the dogs in the grass and, random squirrels and whatnot running around.
Good to know.
Um,
I say with no sarcasm because one of the beast's powers is animal control. So the gears are already turning.
Huh. Wow.
So, GM, just to let you know, Stanley has a radar sensor, which he is blipping on and off to just kind of get a better map of the area. He's piping everything to his orientation system to build a good map, and using his sniffer and his taster and everything just to see what he picks up on the air.
let me actually check something because there may be a smell that you're picking up.
Okie dokie. Let me know if you want me to throw a dice at it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll dice, because you'll be able to smell something, but I need to find out how to describe it.
That's interesting. Well, I'll ask after, actually.
Actually, go ahead and ask because I want to confirm the dice pool. This is my first time running Stanley, so I'm still figuring out what I have.
There's a gate and like a fence or a wall. I didn't write down the exact details of that. What was it like?
It is a iron wrought fence. The gap's like 4 inches. It's like 8 foot tall type iron wrought fence.
All right. Oh, and I didn't see anything, any spirits or magical security with my little glance, right?
Not with a drive-by glance. No, you didn't see anything important like that.
Okay.
Sniffy sniff. You smell something was burning at some point recently. Not sure exactly what it was, but you smell like something was burning at some point. Anybody who's driving by can give visual perceptions as well.
Of course, I'm the 56-year-old guy. I get all the hits on visual, and those are his meat eyes. And with all the cyber, I can't get better than 2 hits.
Sunbeam, you saw this pretty puppy while you were eating your scone, and it was a pretty puppy.
Yeah.
There was actually quite a few pretty puppies. But between the scone and looking in the astral, yeah, you weren't really paying attention to meat space. Scion, You had 4 hits. It looks like there's, dog toys and food bowls lined up. There are 18 bowls lined up alongside the house. You're really good at counting quickly. And Stanley, you notice that along with that something burning smell recently, there's a couple of scorch marks on like the weaving poles that the dogs go through. It looks like somebody was grilling too close to them or something, because they're usually pristine white, but a couple of them have black soot marks on them.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Why are you grumbling?
Because it's something that Stanley wouldn't know, but me, as playing somebody who had specific phobias, would know this very well what that is.
And
So
somebody doesn't know shit.
Yeah, Stanley would have no idea. Like, he's never studied paranormal anything or para animals, so he has no idea.
I'm going to say, well, since this is the place, we are going to be dealing with, I believe, many different breeds, many different dogs. Well, I think at best, he goes up to his chin and says, Do you have the magic to control animals, Sunbeam?
I am a friend to all life.
I says,
Most life.
do you have magic to control animals, Sunbeam?
I can. I wouldn't call it controlling them. Just asking nicely.
Okay.
But yeah, I can keep them from barking, or even maybe like shunt them away from where we want to be. I mean,
Yeah,
you could do the same with a biscuit. Whatever.
Did Stanley actually let Scion know that he has cyber on him?
No, I don't see why he would have mentioned that to anybody. So nope.
Okay, I just say, well, I need to get a better idea. Can you? Sunbeam, I think at best, since you could astrally project, can you go inside the house and check all the rooms?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If there's no magic to worry about, then I can even find the location of the base if we need to.
of course. I just and if there's any magical threats, just get back to your body, or if you think you could take them off, you try to find them off or anything. I think, from what I know from the other runners that told me, you're pretty capable of what you're doing.
I've been around the block a few times. But yeah, if you want me to check it out, just find a place to pull over, and I'll check it out.
Yeah. Cool. Do you have, since you're actually projecting, do you have any magic that could mentally link each other?
Nope. It'll be fine though.
Okay, because I need to understand everything inside the house. I'm going to lead this off, and I'm going to try to get everything right on this.
Well, I probably can't get too good of an idea of exactly what's in there for like security or that kind of thing, but I can definitely get a good count of the people, an idea of the layout. If there's any like spooky shit going on, then I can probably notice that.
Yeah. I'll prepare my rifle with some gel rounds if anything happens.
Oh, don't. Well, if anything happens while I'm out there and I can't get back, then I don't think gel rounds are going to help. But don't worry about it. I've done this loads of times.
Okay.
Stanley, the dog
So-
breeds. There are a variety. They're all various show breeds. I don't know them personally because I don't know show dogs, but there are 3 different varieties of show dogs.
All right. So is there another convenient coffee shop that we can like a neighborhood over that we can head to? I don't want to park on the side of the
Oh
road in
yeah,
a fancy
um,
neighborhood.
there are places you can go. However, I am going to point out that you have a low lifestyle and Scion is mostly cybernetic, and that is going to be very, very, very obvious in this neighborhood if you decide to
Yep.
stop somewhere.
In theory, we'll just be in the parking lot and not leaving the car because I just need a place for my body to sit.
I don't want to tie up the table with too many dice rolls, but can we just say there's a place close by that Stanley can find with his orientation system and the
Yeah.
maps off and all
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Stanley
able
will,
to find like a whatever the target of the future is, because you don't go to the Stuffer Shack, because you go to the one that you go to, that way you don't shop at Stuffer Shack.
Yeah, I believe the lore says that AG Chemi actually bought out Target, so they officially changed the name to Target.
Oh,
So
okay.
Stanley, given his advanced age, he will take this time to make a potty break, and he will do the T1 matrix search while he's in the potty.
Fantastic. And what are you searching? Oh, the address?
Just specifically on the address, what I'm really looking for is if there's any kind of real estate listings in the area, but specifically on that house. Like, is it up for sale? Was it recently up for sale? Or are there any comparables that are openly available to it?
The references that you find to the address is to the owner, whose name is Tom. Where did I write that? Tom Gardner. Tom Gardner is a old widower who does show dogs because he doesn't have much better to do with his life at this point.
Harsh.
He's getting up there in age. Like, we're talking, he's in his 70s. So he's still active, obviously keeping care of, that many dogs. And he still shows them, which is not a non-physically engaging activity. It's probably how he's, keeping himself sane. His wife, well, actually, you just looked up the address. So yeah, he does do dog training. Like, he does occasionally take in other people's dogs and train them for them, but that's typically more obedient stuff than show training.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep throwing dice. I believe Sunbeam is going to Ghosty Body and go scout out this house.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yep. If you didn't want to look up anything else, or I'll head on up.
Yeah,
Okay, Tom Gardner's been a widower for the past 3 years. His wife passed due to an accident. He used to be more active in the dog show business, but he hasn't completely dropped off the face of the earth. He comes from very, very old money, like pre-crash 1.0 money. His family has owned that house for generations type thing.
Just to be sure. Okay, we are parked at a place. I'm not at the window. I'm just in the car, the van, around the area where people won't really see me.
That's fine. Alright, so Sunbeam, you're going to take an astral walk around the premises?
Yep. I'll be as sneaky as possible. either swooping in from above or using like natural foliage to cover my aura if that looks like a better option.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll take a look at the grounds and then head into the house. Would you like a sneaking first or an sensing?
Let's go with the sneaking. Are you comfortable with that level of success?
Yes, it's pretty close to my limit.
Okay. You are sneaking around in the astral, and I need you to make me some sensing tests. And are you doing the inside of the house, or are you doing the grounds, or what are you doing?
I'll be doing a circuit around the grounds first, and then heading into the house.
Alrighty. You should all be seeing a page on your screen.
Hey, convenient.
Yes, it is. Alright, so with 3 hits, you... Well, can I ask you a question out of character that you're in character not gonna know?
Sure.
Have you ever seen a hellhound on the astral before?
Oh, let's see. I can't remember if it was a Barghest or a Hellhound. I think I've seen both.
Okay. You have seen this particular signature before. They seem to be... You almost missed it because, they were inside of a doghouse. You're guessing based off of the, rough blocky shapes that you see on the astral. But you did a second look and like, oh, I recognize that.
Hmm.
Magic is, I'm guessing, lower than yours? Yes.
Probably.
Yes, magic is lower than yours.
Hmm. Since I don't really know much about Hellhounds, does it look like it's dual natured right now?
It is.
Ah,
However, it doesn't seem to be noticing you at all.
that's good. Well, I'm
Also,
sure its aura is adorable too.
its aura is adorable. Also, while most of the auras around you are moving, the ones that you recognize as hellhounds are not.
Oh, there's more than one.
Yeah. Actually, there are 6 auras that are not moving, 3 of which you recognize as hellhounds.
Ah, okay. Are they... Sunbeam doesn't really know much about security, but do they look like they're positioned to kind of keep an equal, like evenly placed around the grounds?
No, they're all like near where the rest of the dogs are playing. Like they're in the dog houses, the kennel
okay.
area.
Hmm. All right then. Well, if there isn't anything weird about their emotional states or anything, then I'll
They
head
are
into the house.
asleep.
Aw. Oh, they sleep during the day. And
They're
that was 6.
vampire hellhounds.
Was that 6 hellhounds or just 6 that were stationary?
6 that were stationary and asleep, and 3 of which were hellhounds.
Okay. All right then. I'll head into the house.
As you are heading into the house, your timing's actually pretty good because you see an aura emerge from the house. This is a humanoid.
Ooh. I'll give him a careful look, and add in the aura reading bonus if that's okay.
That is perfectly acceptable. Okay, he does have some cyber. Very minimal amounts of cyber. Let's see, he is not awakened. He is... If age is a disease, he has diseases. His liver is not, fully functional, but it's getting the job done type thing. Kidneys and heart seem to be in good condition. Yeah. Generally healthy. Just old.
All right. Was I able to tell where the where was, or is it just kind of like...
Presence and location of up to betaware, so yeah, it's a data jack. Data jack
Alright.
and like AR interface on his eyes. The what's the word I'm looking for? Image link.
Image link.
Yeah. All right.
Stuff that your basic everyday Joe is gonna have that's not too invasive.
Cool. So yeah, I'll sweep the house after he goes. Is there anything weird about his emotional state? I just always want to ask that.
Right now he seems to be in a pretty good mood. Like he's stepping outside to play with his pups.
Yay!
This is, late afternoon, before supper, but, sun's on its downward climb.
All right. Well, I'll swoosh in through one of the walls and try and get an idea of the layout of this place, and if there's anything with a weird emotional kind of resonance to it, I'll pay attention.
There's almost nothing that stands out. Actually, there is nothing that stands out on the astral in this house. Like, there are stuff and things and walls and blocky shapes that you think might be furniture, but it's the astral.
All right, that is more of a relief than anything. If there's anything crazy going on in here. But yeah, I'll try and do my best to get an idea of the layout. Let's see. I can't really identify things, so it would be hard to tell if anything was like a sitting room or the like. So I guess I'll just settle for getting a rough outline and seeing if there's anyone else in the house.
Okay, roll me a memory check.
Oh, that should have only been 12 dice. My bad.
Okay, still get 5 hits, because dropped the last one. So 5 hits on memory. Okay. You're pretty sure that you can, do a napkin map on it.
Nice. So I'll probably be swooping back in a moment, but I am going to take a second to just look at how long the search power takes. Or what the base interval is, I suppose.
I believe it's 1 hour.
Search is
The
10
interval
minutes, but
is 10 minutes.
it is a lot harder to find a non-living thing, though, so that is all right. So yeah, I will head back then and, continue sneaking. Solid snake.
Okay. Well, as you return to yourself at the speed of thought that the astral has,
Cool.
you are able to quickly transcribe, a little. Like I said, it's a napkin map. It's not exact, but it gets you a pretty good idea of where things are in terms of shape and size of rooms.
I assume, since the thing we're looking for is probably going to be something important to this man, one of the quotes from this from knowledge we know is that he loved his wife very much. Do you think it's possibly the ashes that we're looking for?
Like that would be a weird thing to hire people to steal, but it's possible. But other than like keeping some saran wrap on. Oh, Stanley's back.
Yeah, my audio never disconnected. I just lost roll 20 for some reason.
Weird. But yeah, if if it's an urn, we can just bring some saran wrap and tape up the top. So blah 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 dogs, blah 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 hellhounds. He's, I think I saw the guy himself, because it doesn't look like he lives with anyone or has like a butler or whatever. And since he does do a little bit of obedience training, we might be able to get just invited in.
Okay.
Jim, about how long did it take Sunbeam to do all that?
Astral takes place pretty quickly. I'm gonna say it took, to do the entire thing 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, in that time, I would like to do a T3 search on this guy, Tom Gardner, since I've only done a T1 so far. Specifically looking more into his involvement with the dog shows and what happened to his wife since she died in an accident. Now, I have never used an agent before. How would I use my rating 3 agent to help?
Rating 3 agent, you will roll its dice as an assist.
And that would just be 3 dice, or that would be 6 dice?
6 dice.
Yep, it gets its skill rating and ability rating as its normal rating.
So you'll roll 6 dice, and that gives you 2 extra dice on your T3 search. Basically, as you are going through things, it is organizing what it finds relevant and setting it to the side for you, and discarding things that aren't relevant, and yeah, just overall helping make things more organized. So, 5 hits.
Yes.
Alright, drop one more edge card. Alright, so his wife died in an automobile accident where Grid Guide was having issues, and the car behind them rear-ended them and put them into a spin, into a pole. He got a hefty settlement out of that. There was accusations on the news that it was technomancer terrorists, but, well, it's always technomancer terrorists.
Especially when Grid Guide is paying to have the story be technomancer terrorists.
Right. He is fairly active. He goes to 5, sometimes 6 shows a year with his dogs. He's actually noted for being a very good hellhound shower. You know, they are very well groomed. They have never caused a fire that they did not intend to start, type thing. And that is actually a concern when doing hellhound shows, is accidental fires. Let's
Really?
see. He has a blog, I guess. It's part of the dog show circuit. They keep a profile of all of the showers and all of the dogs, and you have the name of all 18 of his dogs. And no, I don't know all 18 of them, but you can make them up as you go.
Could be his hellhound too.
Is there anything in specific that you wanted to find out with the T3?
I think that about covers what a T3 would have. Basically, I just wanted to get more specifics on what it was that he bred. And, the hellhounds thing covers that.
Yeah.
And wanted to make sure that his wife wasn't like a eaten by hellhounds kind of situation.
Yeah. He has the hellhounds. There are 3 of them, and then there are 15 other dogs. 3 of 5 different breeds. That, like I said, I have no idea what show dog breeds are, but he has 5 different breeds of show dogs.
So he has a total of 3 hellhounds with 15 other dogs that are just regular dogs.
Yes. He is the old dog man. Instead of the old cat lady, he's the old dog man. So that also explains the slight darkening on the weaving poles is, well, hellhounds radiate heat.
Mm-hmm.
Was that what you were thinking it was earlier?
Oh, I knew it. The moment when you said do an olfactory and after you'd mentioned, or do a sniff test after talking about the dogs. I've played Gator way too many times and dealt with too many hellhounds. So yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
All right. So, yeah. You know what he does, and you know where he lives, and all that other fun stuff. How you doing this?
My rough plan is to try and get invited in as like, hey, we've got this dog, and it's a shelter dog, but we wanna make sure he's a part of the family, etc. etc. And then hopefully get a look on the inside of the place, and then come back in the dead of night and steal his shit. But that's my rough plan. We could also just we could say fuck it, we'll do it live.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Do I have a contact of that guy who sent us for stuff he wants to do?
Do what?
Do you have the contact of the guy who asked us to go out and find get a dog? Fine. Because he never specifically told us what we was supposed to get.
The blue Voss.
Oh, the blue box. Oh.
Yeah, that's specifically what
Right, you guys just have to pick up a blue vase.
So, GM, on 5 hits, are there any houses for rent or sale in the immediate area of this guy's house?
No, actually. All of these are old family houses, and they don't sell very often at all. And if they do, they are not listed on normal real estate listings.
Okay, so what is everybody thinking here? I mean, that guy's got a lot of dogs inside. Maybe we could, see that we wanted to buy a doggy and go in there and look around.
Well, you said he does training, right?
He does training. You do not see anything on any references to him breeding or selling.
Well, I happen to have a dog who is technically adopted. If we throw on some disguises, both of us are pretty normal people, right? We could get a look around the inside and then come back with Scion and do the thing.
And Jim, that's just for Stanley to start making a list of like dog show terminology about breeds, and the brisket on this one is up to the flux capacitor, and that's got the flush valve over here.
Question: are you familiar with cutting aces?
I've read through it once. I haven't memorized like all the social maneuvers or anything in there.
That is actually exactly one of the social maneuvers.
Dog show terminology?
Using knowledge skills to act as assist for
Oh yeah, the bullshittery stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Informed opinion, I think.
Yes. Informed opinion it is.
Okay.
So I'm going to let me scroll down to.
Can I is there such thing as robot dogs?
Uh, there are biodrones, but they are not generally socially acceptable.
I know I could maybe find them in in like black market or something. Do they probably have it in the black market?
Yeah, but they're pretty expensive. They're like, actual animals who have been wired up and trained and, given counseling or dog counseling so they don't go insane.
I'm talking about like a complete synthetic like drone like dog. Look like looks completely like a robot. It's not like a bio drone or anything.
If you're wanting a robot, uh, just a sec. I think there is actually a drone for that. I think it's called the Doberman.
I think the Doberman isn't actually dog shaped. I don't know, Gator.
No, Doberman has like tank treads on it. It's super not dog shaped.
Well,
There's a drone called the Cheetah, but that's a 10,000 Nuyen drone,
14.
and it is
What does that look like?
14. Good lord,
What does the cheetah look like?
It looks like a cheetah.
like a metallic cheetah. Like it doesn't have realistic features or anything like that, so it looks kind of like a metallic robot and servo cheetah.
But you guys could, potentially buy one and, have it customized with realistic features to look like a dog rather than a cat.
Well, I do have a dog.
And you have an actual dog available. And Stanley, are you still here in voice?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm going to try restarting my browser to
Uh,
see if that fixes it.
It doesn't have to be right this second, but do you mind if we take a short break in a few?
Well, let me look at the time. We've been going for just over an hour, so might as well.
Okay. I'm going to get something downstairs. I'll be right back in like
Yep.
5 minutes.
Everybody take a 5-minute break. We will be back in a moment. Alrighty, folks, the stream is back live, and we are back into trying to steal a vase from an old man that raises pups, because these are mean shadow runners that like to steal things.
I'm not even gonna take the money. All right. So, do you guys want to try and get a social in, just to at least scope the place out, if not actually take the thing? I mean, if he lives there alone, it would be almost trivial to like incapacitate him and then just take the thing and leave.
Well, the only issue I see is that he is well known for how well he has trained his hellhounds. So I'm kind of concerned that if we do anything to him, we're going to have 3 hellhounds and the other 15 dogs coming after us.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
Well,
he's in his 70s, so I'm also worried about heart attacks and falling and breaking a hip and all of that stuff.
I can make sure he doesn't actually get hurt. I can just kind of like freeze him, boop, and then turn him back when we're gone. But you're definitely right. I'd rather not deal with the horde of pups if we don't have to. So the other option would be I can sneak back into the house, have a spirit search up the exact location of the vase, and then we just do this sneaky style, like with Shadowrunners.
I'm going to assume competence because you are a mage that has been a mage for a while. Like, you have quite a bit of karma, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you do know that you can manifest as an astral entity, right?
I do. I thought since you're still dual natured, you were still seeing the astral and all the blobbiness.
Right, but
also
you would be able to physically see. You wouldn't be able to cast or do anything on the physical, but you could see the physical.
Oh, I didn't know you'd be able to see it.
It makes
like
you a ghostly apparition.
Yep. We could do that. The search power still does have an advantage where, like, they don't have to manifest to use it on the physical.
That is true.
So we do have a what you said is way faster and easier though, and I can sneak.
Yep. This is a low to medium. I am not going to pull gotchas on you. That's why I was trying to be helpful.
No, I appreciate it. I actually didn't know that. But yeah, we have magical means of trying to find the thing, or we can try and get an invitation. Since you've done all the talking, and I'll gesture to the man bot, and you're probably going to be the one doing the stealing. I'll let you guys think about it, or you guys figure it out.
Well,
Sure,
I'm just a little.
sure, but you know that it's kind of like a bad idea for specifically me to go ask him because I'm obviously a robot man, right?
Well, no, I mean if we want to just steal it and not actually talk to him, then that's definitely going to be in your wheelhouse. So it is this obviously involves all of us. So
True.
there wouldn't. Oh well. Hey Stanley, there wouldn't happen to be a dog show coming up.
Mr. GM, is there a dog show coming up?
I don't know, is there? With the information you just have, the big show in town just happened about 2 weeks ago. And the next one's going to be in a couple months, so this is, that recuperation after the show type period.
Did his dogs place or take any awards in this last show?
Yes. The one hellhound that he took to the show this time, placed first in the hellhound showing. One of his other breeds got second, and he only took honors or mentions, whatever it's called, for the other breeds. So he's good, but he didn't win it all this time.
So, of the big names in the dog show world, do any of them happen to resemble an old balding fat guy with a mustache?
There are several old fat guys with a mustache.
So, okay, I kind of have an idea of what we might be able to do. You see, there's a couple of guys. They sort of look like a fella like me, you know. They're real lady killers, you know. No, okay. Well, hey, you know, you can't always bat 1,000, you know. Who? But maybe, you know, if you wanted, I could go and have a talk with him about how he breeds his dogs, and maybe get a tour of his facilities, while you two kids could always just go in and help yourself to this little vase.
Hmm. Uh, yeah. Hmm.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys. I am so not used to playing a passive character who isn't, you know, combat in some form or another. So I'm trying to come up with ideas that would fit his chubby brain.
Um. Yeah. So like you would go in first, get an eye on it, and then we would swoop in after if we saw an opportunity.
Well, I
Well,
was
you're
thinking if it was possible, I could get him out back where he has all those doggies with their little doggy chains and everything, so that maybe there won't be any of those heck hounds inside the house. I'm sorry, I don't like to use a lot of profanity, but I was thinking maybe if we got all those heck hounds outside with me, then maybe you two could sneak in like through the front door or through a window, or I don't know. You're also skinny. You could probably just shimmy through a chimney like Santa Claus. Uh, but while he's outside talking with me, you two can go in there and get that great big lemonade glass that we were hired to get.
all right. Yeah.
Um,
I
do
can.
note that there were no leashes or chains on any of the dogs.
I know. I was trying not to think about that. I was hoping if I just rolled with it fast enough, we could just go, and I could be like, "Yeah, remember when I said, yay?" Damn it!
Yeah. I know. I'm just letting you know. He trained these dogs very well.
Fucking GMs passing their perception checks. Bah. Well, we have that option, or maybe just I could get inside and, you know, I don't mean to brag, but he'll point his finger to the top of his head and kind of tap. This chrome dome is more of a receiver than it is for growing hair. Whew, tough crowd tonight. Wow.
No,
I don't understand your jokes, Stanley.
Sunbeam's laughing. Whenever I'm laughing, just assume Sunbeam's laughing.
He just out of character. It's pretty hilarious, but in character, he just says, "I will try to be on support when you guys do your thing. I know how to hide pretty well."
All right.
Oh. Well, the other option is now you said that you had a doggy. Maybe Boren Stanley over here. I hate to brag, but was a salesman for the last 38 years, putting food on the table every day with what I was doing. I could always maybe offer to sell him your doggy for some training.
I don't like the word sell, but it does. He
Well,
did say he does
well,
training.
I mean, that's just the story we're going to use. I'm not really going to sell your dog. I mean, I know how your kind is so in love with animals and stuff, so I would never recommend taking that away from you. No, no.
She completely misses the casual racism, just nods along.
I love the subtle racism.
I do love animals. He's right. We love animals. Shamans, right? Yeah. All right. I mean, that
Okay,
sounds good to me.
So out of
I
character, what are we thinking? Because we basically we have the options of if we storm the house, there's a high risk that the guy could get hurt. And we are talking about the three of us trying to take on hellhounds, which is never a fun thing to do. Or we can try to get him and his dogs outside. You two run inside and snatch the thing. Or we can try just to, kind of get eyes on everything and, I don't know, do a midnight insertion or something like that.
No, it sounds
That
good.
could be an
We
idea.
I think the way to go about it is like you said, have you go in, chat him up, make sure you know like where he is and where his pets are, and we'll be ready to go in when you say that it's clear, and also we'll know if he's going to be coming toward us. If things go really wrong, I can have a spirit friend of mine keep the dogs off you and my friend while you two make for the road and we skedaddle.
Okay.
Okay,
I
if that sounds
can,
if that sounds good to you guys. We can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I we don't know how canny this old man is. He could be a really light sleeper, and that would not be great. And also, the hellhounds are awake during the night. I like this.
Well, tell you what. How about let's go out and celebrate with a spaghetti dinner and maybe a few drinks, and then tomorrow morning, bright and early, we'll get up and we'll go and we'll do this. How does that sound to everybody?
I think it's best for you two to do it, and I will stay in the background just in case anything happens.
Oh no, I can make you invisible when we creep in like criminals.
While you guys party.
No, I mean like let's go out tonight for dinner. Let's get a bite to eat because old Stanley's got a big belly. He's got to fill it up. I mean, you got to put fuel in the furnace to keep this much macho going.
All right. Well, we wouldn't
no,
want that train to derail.
That's
I don't
good
know. I'm not
thinking.
really good. Yeah, yeah. Do you want to try and call him and get an appointment, quote unquote, air quotes?
Sure thing. I can give him a call right away. You just hang on 1 second. Now, y'all got to promise you got to be quiet in the background.
Oh, let me. I got a thing for this. Out of character. What's your essence?
3.15.
Nice.
Excuse me, 3.5. I can't read apparently.
Have 4 more charisma. If you're at
Jesus.
6, I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, 6 right now.
Nice. Yeah, have 4 more.
Well, young lady, I'm not exactly sure what you did, but I'm liking the cut of your walk right now.
Oh,
So
wow.
Stanley will
you could probably have the charisma of a dragon right now.
Stanley will take out the comm link with a flourish, and he will dial up this old guy, Mr. Tom Gardner.
All right. It takes a moment, but there's a response. Hello.
Well, good afternoon, sir. May I speak with the honorable Mr. Tom Gardner, please?
You're speaking with him.
Now I gotta make. Now, Mr. Gardner, I just want to make sure this is the Tom Gardner of Dog Show
Down boy,
fame
down
from-
boy. He cuts you off. Just give me a second. Down boy. No, sit. There you go. All right, here you go. Here's the treat. Now be quiet. All right. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh, fantastic! This must be the Tom Gardner of the local Seattle Rough and Tough Dog Show fame, correct?
You're speaking with him.
Well, sir, it is my pleasure to introduce myself. My name is Don Carlton, and I happen to be in the market for somebody perhaps of your capabilities.
You need a pupper trained?
Well, not just any pupper, sir. I happen to have one Alsatian Marmaduke big dog, red foot, brown nosed, waggy tail puppers. I'm throwing out whatever
Right,
fancy
right.
dog name there is.
I will assume that with your previous, however many hits you got on the knowledge skill, that you can pull out a name like this.
Yeah, just some fairly rare breed that is known for its difficulty in training.
Yep.
I never mind. I'm not in the thing.
Okay.
This would be piped in through the DNI to everybody.
He's kind of a mutt. I don't know if he'll buy it.
Shh, don't worry about it. I got this covered.
Okay, so, how long you had her? How old is she? Or he? Which is it?
Well, see, that right there is the thing, is that this little puppy dog has not been born yet. I'm trying to arrange for the proper kind of trainer before any kind of imprinting takes place, because we weren't really sure if they should have imprint on me or on the proper trainer. Because now I've already spoken to a couple of fellas, and at this point he will name the names that I pulled up in the dog show world.
Oh,
You know,
those.
I put a couple tendrils out to feel what these other fellas were possibly going to do, and I gotta say, they were sounding like they had a pretty primo setup.
Those kids ain't got a clue what to do with a dog. They don't know the tail from the nose. The only way they know is pack one end's wet.
Well, to be fair, sir, I have already toured their training facilities, and I have to say they had some high tech things out there. I mean, they were complete with those fancy robot drones, and they had sensors all over their yards so that nobody could, they could always tell where the doggies were whenever they were out there. And I don't know, I just felt because of your reputation, I should probably give you a call too and see what you could possibly do for me.
As you're describing the other facilities, he is grumbling. He is not pleased by, your apparent fascination with these newfangled methodologies.
I'm going somewhere with that. Now, the thing is that I got to tell you is that, they're talking about using all them robot drones. And look, I got to tell you, as a man of my advanced years, I have found that sometimes there's nothing more necessary than just a firm handshake between men, and maybe a hug with your lady friend. I believe in that personal kind of contact, and I don't know if I really like the idea of these cold robots touching my little baby puppy dog that's about to be born. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, sir. I heard that you had a more hands-on kind of approach.
Ignore that rule.
I saw nothing.
Okay. That was meant to be a gym roll for something I'm doing behind the scenes. Anywho, so you're trying to convince him to take up the training of your pupper, yes?
In a nutshell, looking at, I was throwing the other guys' names out there, trying to
Right.
inspire a little bit of spite towards them. Stanley is implying that he wants somebody to train this super rare, super difficult to train dog that has not been born yet, and that's why he's doing the tours of these different facilities, and he's trying to find the perfect fit that will result in a well-trained dog.
Alrighty. So, he is. I'm adding up modifiers on the table that just popped up on your screen.
Wow, high tech.
Yes. And you are trying to con him into taking on the responsibility of training your pupper.
Negative, sir. Right now, we are merely negotiating what kind of services he could offer and what kind of facilities he currently possesses in which the training would occur. We're not lying about anything because it's true. I don't actually have the puppy, but I'm just trying to find who would be the best person to raise said puppy once it was born.
Okay, so you're trying to pull information from him without him knowing that he's giving you information.
I'm trying to con my way into a tour of the facility before I make any decisions, without outright saying, "Can I come over to your house and look at what you have?" Like, I'm trying to lead him to mention his facilities and him to bring up the fact that his facilities are perfectly capable of doing this.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me your con. Because I'm gonna say con is the leading somebody to make a decision that you want them to make.
No problemos.
Yeah, this is classic con man stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Now having
good, by the way.
thank you. Having trustworthy, would that count? Since I'm looking, would that count, or is that only in face-to-face situations?
This is the first trustworthiest first time, right?
Trustworthy, anything involving trust, I would get a +2. Yeah, I don't have first impression or anything like that. I went with the trustworthy route.
At this point, there's nothing that he needs to trust you with.
Okay, then I will throw my die. And I will edge that.
Okay. Like I said, I'm adding up modifiers. Alright, so you got 7 successes on your edge con roll.
And I keep all those.
That is fantastic. As you're finishing your spiel, he's like, no, you be quiet now, and you come over here, and you see how a real dog trainer raises dogs and shows them how to do their thing, and you don't, no, just do not take it to, and he rattles off a couple of the names you listed. They don't understand what it means to be a dog trainer. He's very adamant, crotchety old man type, these whippersnappers type behavior.
Well, now, sir, I have to admit that they did sound a bit more like businessmen than animal lovers. So I am, if it's, I suppose I can have the car drop me off. Where exactly are you located again?
There's a ding on your comlink as an address immediately pops up. He's like, meet me here. And it's his house.
Okay, tell you what I can do. Okay, there's a hotel I can find in, okay, I can fly in. Okay, tell you, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I like the way you sound, sir. You remind me of me when I was a young man too. Tell you what, I'll take the early flight in. I can get into I like that hotel. They have a continental breakfast. I know most people don't consider it a real breakfast, but that's delicious. How does first thing in the morning sound to you? Does that sound good? And Stanley's going to kind of look at the team with like a shrug, like, morning? Is that okay?
No.
You hear affirmative response of, old crotchety man style. Yeah, get here sunrise, get your breakfast on and be here, and you'll be able to see me put the boys to bed.
That sounds like a perfect day, sir. I will see you then. All right, and he'll disconnect, and he will look at the rest of his team and just, and then he'll start eating the snacks that he bought at Target.
No, you didn't buy them at Target. You bought them at Target.
Pardon me. I don't have my French linguist soft in, so it just came out as that American patois.
Stupid American tongue.
All right.
So it looks like I'm going to get a tour first thing in the morning. I get to watch him put his puppies down to bed.
All right. Well, I guess we should figure out what we're gonna want to bring and get that spaghetti.
Well, hey, just don't bring any bows and arrows, because well, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's go get that spaghetti dinner.
What?
Make sure to get Alfredo.
All right. So you guys are all getting a good meal in, and Stanley, that does mean that you get an edge back, because you guys are gonna sleep through the night. Unless you have anything else you guys want to do today.
What time is it at the moment?
It's supper time.
Okay, and we're doing this tomorrow, right?
He is meeting with the guy tomorrow morning.
Okay. He says, "Hey, Sunbeam, do you want to check out that place again as we talked about?"
Oh, the crime mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk you down there.
Yeah.
Good
Wait,
Lord,
who's
how
going
did
to
you
the
go
crime mall?
that?
I am.
I love the crime mall.
Me too.
I want to find that cyber doctor guy that willing to do that.
Like, I'm not sure if there are like docs there who are that good, but I mean, it's worth looking.
Have you mentioned needing a cyberdoc in front of Stanley yet?
I am a doctor.
No, I mean, have you
Well, I
mentioned
think this-
needing a cyberdoc in front of Stanley?
I say that I do say that out loud, so I just like, but I don't say about that place. I was like, it's something because I don't exactly in character. I don't trust you that much yet. As for Sunbeam, I actually know her way more than Stanley.
Okay, Stanley's never worked with anybody with all this much chrome, so he's a little bit confused by you. So I was just trying to confirm some stuff.
Well, when you bring it up, some people just.
I did
don't
let you know that
associate.
I did let you know I'm a doctor, right?
Maybe,
Yeah, I think you mentioned it.
I think so.
But yeah, when he says that place out loud, Sunbeam has no subtlety at all. It's like, the crime mall? Yeah! You want to come too, Stanley?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I heard that. I mean, I am. Damn. I mean, I'm not like. I just. Isn't that place out in that Poyala place? I heard that's a really rough place to go.
Oh, it's not that bad. If you know the right people, if you know what you're doing, and you're not like a dick about anything, you don't have to worry about anything.
Well, yeah, but when you look at a place that's named something like that, I mean, that's like saying, "Hey, do you want to go over here to the murder dungeon?" I don't know. I don't think Stanley should be going to a place named after breaking the law.
And she just kind of looks at you. All right.
Breaking the law.
You are a Shadowrunner, right?
Oh, young lady, don't be silly. It's not for old men like me. I just like to get out and I try to feel young by talking to people. You know, that's all I try to do.
Alright, so you're going to the crime mall to try to get Scion a doc for implanting his Mossberg?
Yeah, I'll accompany him.
Okay.
Show him around. We'll fill up on spaghetti and go to the crime mall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is there any role for it?
Actually, if Sunbeam is... Well, depends. Is Sunbeam going to find it for you, or are you going to?
Sunbeam.
She'll probably
direct me.
She'll probably take the initiative on this. She knows these people.
Okay. Well then, Sunbeam, roll me a negotiation test versus 16 dice to see if you can find somebody there at the crime mall that can get that put in. Going good. How can I help you?
Well, my friend here, I think he knows more of the specifics than I do, but I think he wants like a shotgun arm
Yeah.
or a shotgun in his arm.
Yeah.
Well, see, I ain't got time to disassemble a shotgun, break it down into smaller pieces, put it into his arm.
I mean, simply, man. This kind of already could be disassembled easily.
Yeah, I understand it can be disassembled, but there's tweaks and lots more tweaks that you got to do to a shotgun that you're carrying to be able to make it fit inside of an arm and do what it's supposed to do inside the arm.
Sunbeam will start.
I'm gonna go. I'm going to use. I'm gonna say this guy's. I'm going to use my knowledge of anatomy, since I am a doctor myself. As this, like, look at this gun. This is typically like 2 meters. No, actually, this is like quarter of a meter long. And my arm is this long. And do you know like the amount of components that could easily be fit into an arm? Like I'm a doctor myself, and I could do stuff way smaller. But as doctors, we don't usually like to go in and then do surgery on ourselves, And I hope this would give me a plus to my thing. Does this give me a negotiation or like or I use because they're the same dice?
Well, yeah, if you want to team negotiate, that is perfectly acceptable. Go ahead and roll your dice, and these will be basically assistance dice for Sunbeam that Sunbeam will then add to their rolls. Because Sunbeam did initiate this negotiation. So Sunbeam, roll 3 more dice.
Nice. And as he's talking, I'll just put prodding him over DNI. A little extra money goes a long way. Maybe double up. He might be willing to do it here and now. If it's worth it to you. No? Okay.
Okay. Now, I understand that it can fit in there. I'm not telling you it can't. I've done these before, but I'm sort of kind of busy. I got some bigger orders coming through, and, prepping for surgery, getting the facility set up. That I just don't have the time to do that right now.
That's slick. When is this surgery, man? Sure.
So,
when is this surgery? I mean, if you make some time, I'm a surgeon myself. I even have credentials to prove my worth, even though we're in a criminal mastermind of the place.
he chuckles and says, maybe when I get to know you, we can discuss working together. But for the time being, I like to keep my clients' confidentiality as to who I'm working on. So I think I'm gonna have to pass on letting you, scrub in on this one.
Do you have a time around a good amount of time when after we could do that such implementation? There's no surgery in the works because just an arm that's basically just cyber.
Well, in that case, you may need to speak to a more cybernetic specialist than myself. I'm more putting the cyber into the flesh.
Do you know a guy that for that?
Yeah, he'll be around next week at booth 354, and an AR will pop up in the crime mall, indicating where that is. He'll be around next week.
Oh, okay.
He's out of town on vacation right now.
I just be like I cannot go wrong with this. I go and leave the place and I just be like, Sunbeam, at least we tried.
Yep.
Sorry,
Well,
the dice
bit of
just are not looking in your favor for getting that implanted.
Like that, man.
It happens. Alrighty, so, you guys get your good night's sleep. Stanley got his one edge back.
Actually, if I can, GM, I got one more thing I need to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I could have used an edge. Sorry for that.
That's okay. Alright,
That was supposed to be a T3. I should have marked that.
Um, like that old man working on his dogs.
The where's my notes? Tom Gardner, our target.
Hmm.
I'm looking specifically for video footage of him working with the dogs, like giving them commands, telling them to do things, and the dogs responding.
Okay. Depending on which dog he's training as to how he uses it. Some he uses dog whistles. Some he uses voice commands, typically not in English. Um, some are his own whistles. Um, I mean, it depends on the dog, but he has a variety of different methods for, signaling and training.
Okay, for specifically for anything the larger breeds or the hellhounds, if I can find that specifically, Stanley is going to do a little bit of practice with his impersonations. And seeing as how I had my sim rig running when I had the conversation with him, I have a perfect recording of when he was talking to his dogs in the background. And I'm going to look at basically the footage of anything I can find on the Matrix. And even using my voice modulator, which I'm so happy to have, I will practice some of the whistling sounds that he was doing with the dog whistles.
Okay, his hellhounds were specifically whistle controlled, because, well, that's the most readily accessible at all times, and he doesn't have to worry about, pulling a dog whistle out of his pocket, or, trying to remember the right words. He just whistles, and they listen. Give me a logic plus intuition test. This is to see if you can pick up the patterns of what the different whistles are indicating from the snippets of recordings that you are able to find.
Can I use my math SBU
Uh,
or mnemonic enhancers to help with that?
I believe mnemonic. Let me double check.
Mnemonic is specifically for knowledge skills.
Is that bio?
Yes. Per Tremor, it is on page 460 of the core
To your
rulebook.
knowledge, language, and memory-related tests, as well as your mental limit. It just bumps your mental limit. It won't add dice to this. You are, if you had the, I forget what it's called. There's actually a cyberware that helps you with pattern recognition. That would help, but I don't think you have that one.
I had the voice modulator, which would allow me to mimic the whistles, but that's about it.
Right.
Well, and vocal impression. All right, so I am throwing logic plus intuition. That's 10 dice.
Yep.
Boom!
Okay, so you're able to figure out what whistles mean what, and at least the general structure of it. Short high pitch means stop. You know, Longer whistles that waver a little bit is go. Um, Depending on whether it wavers up or whether it wavers down is whether it's left or right. Different things like that.
Perfect. Well, with a belly full of spaghetti and that practice time down, Stanley will happily climb into his bed and sleep like a baby.
Okay, Scion, can you pick a lock?
Pick a what?
Pick a lock. Sunbeam is asking you.
I go and I say, I am more a breaking and entering kind of person.
Well, breaking doesn't have to be literal. Have you ever like jimmied a window open or something?
When I used to run the ops back in the day, there was another guy that used to do that. I was the one who handled the operations, like the leader of the operation.
This does complicate things.
How so?
Well, we need to get in. I'm sorry. I stereotyped you. I thought he's big and muscly and sneaky.
Yeah, but I'm sneaky. But honestly, man, I usually had other people that do that stuff. I'm not like an everyday tool, you know.
All right. Let me think for a moment. Um, do I have any kind of control over how my spirits manifest, or is it just whoever answers the call shows up?
You have creative control.
All right. Well, I can get like a monkey friend to try and open it from the other side. That might work. You know, as long as no one's in there.
Wait, totally out of character. Didn't you get a bandit on one of our runs together?
I didn't get it. I just made friends with it.
Dang it. Okay.
if
All
it was
right.
if it was hub legal, I'd go for it. But okay, yeah. Having the spirit materialize inside and just like open the door for us should work.
It should indeed. All right, so
Okay.
everybody gets their night's sleep, and next morning comes. What time are you guys getting up and heading that way?
Well, Stanley is going to get up super bright and early because he's a salesman at heart, so he's always up at 4 a.m. Plus, he's old, and what old person doesn't wake up at a disturbingly early hour? And he will call both of the other runners at like 4:15, super cheery and happy to talk to them.
Just be like, so, do you think you got everything ready?
Hoi hoi.
Well, I've got my coffee and I've got my eggs and I've got my toast dry, of course, because I can't have the butter; it just puts on the pounds. And yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good here.
I got my stuff ready. When are we supposed to be there?
He wanted me to come by right at sunrise, so I think you two should probably be along at the same time.
Yep. All right, I'm getting ready.
Well, Stanley is going to dress up in his nice suit, the one that he had on yesterday, but he will pack up his briefcase with his Ares Industrious jumpsuit as well.
Oh, do you want me to help you like throw on some makeup, make you not look so much like yourself, just in case he realizes we're criminals? Well, us two are criminals. You're just you.
Well, young lady, I don't believe I've ever needed mascara in my life before. Are you going to try to put a little bit of the hair back on top?
I mean, I got a couple of wigs around.
Yeah, I saw the one you were wearing. I think I'm going to have to pass.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing an old fat guy with a big bushy mustache with a pink curly wig. Wow, that's like the definition of transvestite hell right there.
I'm helping. All right, so let's see. Do you want a list of like what we're bringing in?
Sure.
All right, I'll type that out.
GM, just so you know, basically what Stanley is doing is he is wearing his fancy suit so that he looks like a businessman, like a professional type, but he's going to have the Ares Industrious in his briefcase so that he has an excuse to change into it once he gets there, so he can be around the dogs without worrying about damaging the suit. He will have his taser on him, but he's not trying to super conceal it. It's just a standard. Everybody carries a taser.
Right.
And the things that are listed in his briefcase on my character sheet, let me double check. I believe he'll be taking all of that in.
Okay. Sunbeam. For some reason, I can't not picture the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show, except for with the pink wig.
You talk about you mean like the recent one or the old one?
The old one.
Oh, because there's the one that happened recent.
Like, I think I don't want to insult Stanley, but I think even Tim Curry would pull it off better. All right, I think that's everything. I've never done like I've never been the B&E person, so this is interesting. I'm gonna learn some things.
All right, so
All right.
um, it is approaching the butt crack of dawn.
All right,
From
Stanley
our
is. I'm sorry, I was just going to say Stanley's going to drive most of the way there and then catch a cab for like the last 15 minutes, so it looks like he showed up in a taxi cab.
but you got to drive part of the way to get that fare down.
Well, yeah, anything to save money. I mean, come on, grid guide's a lot cheaper than a cab.
um,
True.
from the drive-by we did, was there a place we could park the van where it wouldn't be visible from the estate, but while still being kind of close?
The roads are narrow and windy, but there were a couple of pull-offs, like for the beginning of hiking trails and stuff like that through the, you know, you know, urban hiking trails, not out into the woods hiking trails, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, a car won't be noticed sitting there for a little while.
right. If you
Cool.
have a car that's sitting there for, half a day, nobody thinks anything about it. If it's there for more than 24 hours, people start going, "Hey, wait, why isn't that car moving?"
Yo. All right. So just to kind of make sure we all have the same plan in mind, I'll go over it one more time. Stanley's going to go in. He's going to talk to the guy and get him out to the yard with his dogs. Once he has a good count on how many are out there, and hopefully all of them, Scion and I will levitate over the fence invisibly and creep up to the house. Jimmy, open a window and look for the vase. If things go wrong, I can keep the dogs off you, and hopefully, and we'll pull up at the gate and try and get you over it if things go
Yeah,
bad.
I'll try to make sure I'll have my shotgun with me. Shotgun with me, loaded with gel rounds.
Yep. Make sure you save those for the dogs. And I mean, only if you have to.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley's plan is basically to get up there to meet the guy, go into the living room, to have a conversation with him first, and then when he gets offered the tour of the facilities, he's going to request to change into the jumpsuit. So that'll give him a chance to find a bathroom, hopefully with a window he can open. So if it's possible, he'll open the bathroom window. The whole time he's in there, he's going to have the sim rig running and the radar sensor, and he's going to be piping all that information back to the team.
Nice.
Fantastic. You guys are on the ball with this. So, we have been going for another hour since our last break. Does anybody need to stop now, or are we ready to just hit go time?
I wouldn't mind like a couple of minutes, if that's all right.
Not a problem.
All right, everybody do a pee pee break, and we'll be back in 5. Does that sound good?
Sounds
Sounds good to me.
fantastic.
Hoifik, back in 5.
Alrighty, folks, we are back live with the stream, and we are hitting go time. So, it is that point of the day where the sky is starting to change color, but it hasn't actually got brighter yet, and you're jumping in a cab to head over to the guy's place.
Yep, for just the last few blocks. And once he gets out, he will walk up to the gate and hit that buzzer.
Well, you hit the button, and you can see the old man in the distance, and he whistles, and all of the dogs, and I do mean all of them, because the night ones haven't, gone to bed yet, and the morning ones are just waking up. They all go and line up at the food dishes and wait until he, gives that little nod, and then they all start digging in.
Cool. I just feel like you're really good with animals.
And then he takes his time walking, because he's an old man, and he comes over to the gate, and he pushes a button on his side, and the gate swings open, and he motions for you to step in.
Stanley steps in.
And the gate swings shut behind you, with that loud, resounding clang that, 8-foot iron rock gates do.
Well, good morning, Mr. Gardner, I can only assume, correct?
That's me.
Mr. Gardner, Don Carlton, how are you doing today, sir? And Stanley will give him a boisterous handshake.
He returns it with as much gusto as, age will allow him.
I gotta say, this is one lovely house. I've always wanted a yard, but growing up in Chicago, it just, with the winters being the way they were, it was too brutal to try to take care of grass like this.
He gives you that sideways look like you're from Chicago. Because most people only know Chicago as the desolate hellhole that is the, nests of all of the insect spirits and nuclear bombs.
Well, Stanley will lean over kind of conspiratorially. There's a couple of areas of Chicago that are still pretty nice, I gotta admit. Besides, I haven't been there. Geez, it's been 49 years since the last time I was in Chicago.
Okay. Where are you at now? As he wanders back up towards the herd of dogs that are chowing away.
Well, Stanley will follow him, and he'll kind of ham up the old man walk, like my knees are so bad. He'll say, well, these days, I'm generally calling the Denver area home. Up by 9th Avenue, by where the old VA hospital was located before they converted that to condos. I got a little place over there, but I spend most of my time, kind of on the road, and I don't know. I'm looking to settle down, and that's one of the reasons I'm looking to get this puppy.
So I'm assuming it's a small dog since you don't have a yard, yeah?
Well, I've got a little bit of a yard. It's just, we're not talking anything huge. It's only about 2 acres of land. So it's a little bit of space, but no, this little pupper, full grown, should probably only come up to about my knee.
But I thought you said it was a big old red-footed, brown-nosed monstrosity of a dog.
Well, apparently with them genetic advances they're doing, they're not letting them get much bigger anymore. Plus, there's that city ordinance in the city of Denver, that dragon fella that they done installed in there. He doesn't like anything that he considers scary, I guess. So we're only allowed to have the reduced genetics breeds there. And Stanley will look very annoyed at the thought.
You will hear the old man bah at the implication that people can control the breeding of dogs like that.
Well, it all comes down to you either play their game or you don't get to play at all. So I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll get a chance to move somewhere down in the Caribbean League and enjoy sunshine and pretty girls on the beach. But, for now, Denver, it's going to be for me. So I do hate to impose, but honestly, I don't know much about how a facility like yours works. Is there a place we could go and talk first and hash out a few of the details before we start looking at all the scenery?
Um, he starts to say something, but I need you to make a logic plus willpower test.
Fuck me.
Oh God! Oh,
There's this low grumbling, vibrating noise, like you can almost feel it as there's a noise. Uh, you feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up as that little burst of adrenaline and flight or flight responses start to kick in. But you're able to keep yourself there and calm, and the old man gives a sharp whistle, and the rumbling stops, and your hair stands back down, and one of the hellhounds had looked up from its meal and, well, didn't recognize you and was giving you that look. And he's like, "I'm sorry about that. He's a little bit protective." Uh, the other two hellhounds, at the sound of their companion, you know, grumbling and growling, look up, look at you, look at, you know, John Gardner, and then look back down at their food and continue eating.
Well, I can't say I properly appreciate having a few years taken off my life. It felt like my heart wasn't going to start again.
Oh, he's harmless. He just likes to pretend that he's a big old meanie, but he's just a softy and he's hard, ain't he? And he bends down and the hellhound comes up and, does that cuddly snuggly thing that dogs do. Doesn't lick his face though. You're very, very much aware that he doesn't lick his face.
So this right here
From
is a
this
real hell.
distance, you
Uh,
can feel the heat radiating off of this dog.
that certainly is a warm pupper. That sure would be nice in some of those Denver winters. I gotta say.
It takes a special hand to keep these things in line. So, you're wanting training. Um, what kind of training are you just wanting? House training for a new dog, or are you wanting to show this pup? What's your intent?
Well, I generally I'm more of a tourist when it comes to the dog shows. I mean, it's not really something I want to do. I don't really understand all the rulings, and I don't know. I don't always agree with some of the prizes they've given out. But I'm really just looking for I want a companion, someone to keep me company. But you gotta worry about security. That's why I'm going for this difficult breed here. Is I'd like to get a little bit of security training, and I'm not sure if you do anything like that, like you train them to be guards or anything like that. But that's kind of what I was looking for. I'm getting up there in the years. It's a lot harder to move around, and it'd be nice to have someone that could help me out and keep me safe.
He nods and goes, "I completely understand." And he pulls out his comm link and he taps a couple of things that you're not able to see, and whistles, and six of the dogs um, all perk up, ears standing up. One of the hellhounds, and he pushes another button, and you hear this, and a rabbit comes shooting out of a den that wasn't there before, and takes off running across the field. And all of those dogs are looking at it, every single one of them. And then he lets off one short little whistle, and three of them take off running after it. None of the hellhounds, but Three of the dogs take off running after it. All of the other dogs are still watching, though. And they run down that rabbit, and they catch it. And they bring it back, and they lay it down at the old man's feet. It's like, they're just as able to catch a grown man, but it's more practical to teach them with rabbits than it is with hiring people.
Well, that is absolutely amazing. Tell you what, do you mind if is there like a restroom where I can change? I brought some working clothes to actually look at the animals in the area, and gosh, I don't want to get this suit all dirty if I with these old knees. I'm just worried about my balance sometimes. Is there a place could I trouble you to let me? Is there somewhere I could change?
Roll me a con, because he is looking at you like, why the hell didn't you wear that here since you were at the hotel this morning? He is giving you that look.
Remember, I've got trustworthy. Can I throw that plus
Uh-huh.
2 on that?
You most definitely can.
Who could suspect boring Stanley?
I'm going to edge that just in case.
I think that's probably a good idea.
All right, 8 hits, and I can keep all that because still have my suit on.
Alright, yeah. Follow me. And he slowly makes his way up to the door, opens it up, and motions, down the hall, and he's like, "It'll be the second door on your left."
Thank you so much. I'll be just a minute. I am sorry for this inconvenience. So Stanley has his radar sensor going. It is a rating 4 radar sensor, and he is basically just trying to get a blueprint of the house as much as possible, which is being sent back to the team. And again, he's piping everything through the orientation system, so it's trying to build like a 3D map of what he is walking through.
Okay, well, as you're walking through the house, give me a visual perception. And don't glitch.
Whew.
Okay, so right there on the mantle is a blue vase. Off to the side is a picture of the living room, a family, and the vases on the mantle. On the other side, there's a slightly newer picture than the other one, same area, but the vase isn't there.
Um, I'm sorry. It was there in the older looking picture and was not
Yes.
in the newer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just to be sure, we need to do our sneaking roll before doing this, right?
You will need to do sneaking rolls.
Okay, I want to be very sure on this.
Oh,
Oh my god!
well, we're gonna wait for him to open a window first, though, right?
Yes. Alright, matrix perception. There is a pressure plate underneath it.
Can you edge that?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to edge your stealth roll. Okay. I will keep that in mind. When it gets to the point where you guys are sneaking in. Boring Stanley, as you are walking through, you have a very good radar layout of the house. I mean, it is a very simple old house. No hidden passageways, no nothing special.
Perfect. Like I said, I'm just passing that all to the team.
Yep.
And I will go to the bathroom that was indicated and change into my Aries Industrious. Is there a window in this bathroom?
There is.
Okay.
And no, it is not one of those little slot windows that you can't actually crawl through. It's actually a window. I'm not an asshole.
I'm going to do one more matrix perception.
Okay.
Do I
Okay.
see any kind of alarms or anything on the window?
There's the basic security stuff on it, but since he's home, you're going to guess that it's probably turned off.
Okay, Stanley will take about 6 or 7 minutes to change into his jumpsuit, and then he will crack the window, flush the toilet, wash his hands, and he will come back out of the bathroom and go out to the front of the house.
Are you comfortable with that level of success?
Yes. Because I'll be trying to sneak on top of it.
Okie dokie. And that is on both you and Scion.
I'm putting it on myself first. I'm gonna ask Scion. So are you really sneaky, or just like a little sneaky?
Pretty sneaky.
All right. Well, since the things we're really worried about can see into the astral, I might be it might be too much of a trade-off to make you invisible, because then I'll be a lot noisier probably. It's hard to keep these things going. But if you do want it, just ask.
I will.
Oh, you do? All right.
What can you say that again?
Oh, if you want to be invisible, just ask.
Yeah,
We'll
sure,
make you a
sure.
little less visible.
That'll be very helpful.
All right.
Stanley, as you're coming back out of the bathroom, you're looking at things from a different angle. Over the wall next to the door where you came in, there is a gun rack.
Are there any guns missing from the rack?
Nope. There's only one gun up. Well, technically yes. It's like one of those 4-gun racks, but there's only one gun up there. It looks like it's a fairly old shotgun.
Okay, so GM, just so you know what Stanley's trying to do, he's basically just going to chatter up old Tom, ask for specifics, like how do you feed them, what do you feed them, what's like, can you demonstrate, like how do you train them, because I really don't want the dogs hit, I don't want any kind of violence. He's basically being the animal lover part, and he's just going to try to occupy his time, but mainly he's keeping an eye on where the dogs are and if they go anywhere.
Alright. Give me an etiquette roll and add the hits that you got from your dog show knowledge check previously.
Okay, that was 3 hits on that one.
So add 3 dice.
I am happy with that level of success.
Alrighty, Sunbeam, I am aware of those, thank you. And Stanley,
Sir.
you seem to be slightly annoying this old man. You're talking a lot. And you know how old men get slightly crotchety as they have to put up with young whippersnappers for long periods of time?
That I do.
You're starting to see those telltale signs. He's running his dogs that are awake through the paces, showing you how he runs them, giving commands in different languages depending on, how he's wanting to train them, pulling out his dog whistle.
Okay, this is basically I'm trying to do this while the other two are infiltrating the house,
Yep.
just mainly to keep everything going. So as soon as they're clear, that's when we'll be good.
Okay. While you guys are out there, he occasionally, gives a command, and they'll do like a run around the perimeter of the place, and then come back and wait on its treat, stuff like that. Sunbeam and Scion. While all of this is happening, you guys need to sneak your way in. You're invisible. That's good. Scion got 6 hits on his stealth check. Sunbeam, be sneaky.
All right. Do you want me to make the rolls to levitate over the fence just to see if I get drained on?
That would probably be good.
All right.
Woohoo!
What is that? 800 kilos you can lift or some dreck like that?
Yeah, luckily with the one I got on him, it's like fucking 1,400.
Alright, so, you guys both float over. As Sunbeam is going over, one of the dogs is running the perimeter, and, zips right past you. And just keeps on going.
Whew.
Alright, you guys are sneaking in.
Yeah.
And, as you guys are sneaking in, you guys can see the window that's open. You guys came in from that side because that makes logical sense, and you guys are professional shadow runners. You'll use logic. And, you hear another, command in German, and you see another dog whipping around out along the perimeter. And, Sunbeam, you see this dog stop where you guys came over. And you guys are about halfway across the yard.
Oh, so it's looking around where we hit the ground, basically.
Yes, it's sniffing.
Hmm.
You.
So I actually have a rank in animal handling. Do I think it's possible that it could communicate somebody's here if it hasn't spotted us? Or would it start barking, basically?
It'll start barking if it, thinks there's need to.
All right. Well, we're good for now. I'll just try and shoot up to that window. Was it on the second or first floor?
It's on the first floor. It's on ground floor.
All right.
As you guys get to the window, Scion, give me a gymnastics test to make it through that window.
I got this, people.
This is mostly to see if you are able to make it through the window without making lots of noise.
Yeah, I know this shit.
You got this. You're in that window quick as slick. Sunbeam.
All right.
Give me your gymnastics test.
Would
That
I
dog-
be allowed to just?
Hmm?
I was gonna say, would I be allowed to just like plank out and levitate myself through the window so I don't actually have to touch anything and be really
You
lazy?
most definitely can. Go ahead and roll those bones. Okay. So, as you are floating through, your head and upper body are through the window. You hear this from
Oh shit!
from where you guys, where you saw that dog sniffing around.
Can I still see it?
You're halfway through the window, but yeah, you could probably, look down past your hips and see the dog over there in the distance.
I'm gonna try and calm it down.
Go for it.
This is the first time I've done a mental manipulation spell, so I'm technically a mind mage now. But let me
Which spell are you
double check the
using?
resist on that. I will be using Calm Pack, and it'll just calm that little pupper down. I can find the page for you in Street Grimoire if you want.
I got it up.
Nice. But yeah, I just gotta crack open the core rulebook and look for the resist on this. Logic plus willpower. It's only gonna buy us a couple of rounds, maybe, but hopefully it'll work. Let me double check the drain on this. This is pretty short notice. I probably don't have time to grab my reagents, do I?
If they're in your pocket, you have access to them.
Cool. I will. I'll take out a handful then and see how this goes. And that is resisted with
Logic plus will.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that level of success?
I am.
Okay. You feel your spell take hold. It's still howling.
Uh-oh.
You haven't issued a command yet.
Oh no, it's calm pack, so they calm down. They become
Oh,
docile.
it's not control. Never mind. I was looking at control.
No, I really want to hear you RP how you would issue a command to a dog with control thoughts. Like, no, how? Just do.
Well, there's control pack that allows you to do the same thing. Alright, so calm pack, not control pack. There we go.
Yep.
Well, as soon as you feel that spell take hold, it quiets down. However, you can hear all of the, scraping of claws in the grass as the rest of the dogs come running around to that side of the house. Stanley? You heard howling in the background?
Yes.
And then all of the dogs took off.
Oh shit.
Okay, Stanley's going to smile and try to act like he thinks this is part of the show.
Okay.
It's fine. We're good.
Can I get a group edge check?
Hey. Not bad.
I'm gonna edge that.
You can't edge an edge check.
Fucking hell.
And Stanley.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, I've never seen that happen. Oh my God, this is awesome.
So, the old man looks confused. He's like, I've had that dog since she was a pup. She ain't never howled nothing. And, he whistles sharply, and the, hellhounds that had curled up inside of their dog houses come trotting out, that druggy, what boss type look on their face. And he starts hobbling around the other side of the house. He's like, you might want to stick close to me, looking at Stanley.
Okay. And Stanley will follow him and hobble behind him as well as he can.
Do we have enough time to close the window and just dash into the interior of the house.
The dogs are all clustered at the fence where you came over, sniffing at the ground, slowly making their way towards the house. So
Okay, but
you
we
have
can-
the option to close the window, yes.
All right, and we are both inside, I think, right?
Yes.
All right. Close that and just say to Scion, all right, we got to make this quick.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Stanley mentioned the pressure plate, right?
Yes.
Yep, he pointed it out.
All right, we got to think quick.
Okay, so you guys are walking through the house. You might want to make a stealth check to make sure you're, not being loud as you go through the house, because, well, that's a good idea.
Stealth check.
Sneaking. Be sneaky. You're guessing because they're trained to, notice things that are not supposed to be there, and they notice something that wasn't supposed to be there. As he has mentioned that he has them trained
What the hell?
as security as well as show dogs.
I'm going to have to re-roll that. I am almost.
That was very close, but not a glitch. I'm assuming you want to edge.
Yes. You damn right. Yes.
Okay.
5 hits.
Okay. And what did Sunbeam have?
2.
Okay. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah. I'm hoping that we're far enough away that there'll be complications with trying to notice us.
Okay. So, you guys are sneaking through the house. You hear a bunch of dogs making noise that dogs do when they're excitable. And Stanley, as you step around the corner, the dogs are mostly clustered up against the house underneath the bathroom window. And one of the larger breeds, not the hellhound, but the larger regular breeds, is up against the house, like sniffing at the windowsill. The rest of them are still sniffing at the ground, back and forth between the house and the fence line.
Okay. So, can I do a perception check to see if I find the vase?
Yeah, but you're just going to not have to make that because it's very obvious right in the center of the mantle, and Stanley showed you where it was with his walkthrough.
Okay.
Alright, so you see the vase, and it's sitting on this little pedestal thing that, very obviously like a, display as well as a pressure plate sensor.
I'm going to. There's a sensor there, so I think.
Do either of you have hardware?
No shit. Oh.
Nope,
fuck.
I don't have relevant knowledge to this.
Do you have security design?
Let me check. No.
Let me check if I have any secretly useful skills. I don't think I do. Nope. All right. Can you? Hey, Scion, can you scan this thing and tell like how much it weighs?
I just be like, do you know what to do? Because there's a freaking center.
Right. But can you tell how much the vase weighs? With like science?
No. Is there? Can I just? I don't know if I could. I don't have a math thing.
I'm
Alright,
looking
well-
at your sheet.
Is there any way Stanley could help with this since he did all the initial recon going in there with the math SBU and the radar and all of that?
Yeah, actually, the radar would tell you the density roughly, and Math SPU would allow you to probably figure out rough weight.
Okay, then Stanley would pass that to the team.
Okay.
Oh shit! Great. Oh, all right. And we to Sky. We don't have a lot of time, so just pick up something. If we can't find anything in a couple like 10 seconds, we should just grab it and go. Maybe more than 10 seconds. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but let's go.
I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna run for it. I guess because he told me within 10 seconds, right?
Yeah. Well, I said we should look for something of equivalent weight, but if we don't find something in like 10 or 30 seconds.
Equivalently.
So yeah, can we look around the room and see if there's
Yes, you
something?
can.
Let's just try to do. Can I do a perception to see something that's equivalent to it?
Yes, you can. Sky, give me some perceptions.
Literally not deals with Sky. He's not. This is the first kind of job where it's like Indiana Jones.
Yes.
So he's reacting pretty badly to it.
Okay, so give me a perception. Are you comfortable with that level of success?
I have the edge, so yeah, I'll
Keep
do another
your
one.
what's your mental limit though?
It keeps my mental limit is pretty good. My mental limit is 5, so actually no, I have to stick with that.
Okay. Well, it's not that hard. You're able to find, a picture frame and a one of those stone thirsty coasters that you're looking at. You're like, I'm betting those two together will weigh about the same amount as that vase.
All right.
Okay.
I'll pull it off, and you drop them on at the same time.
Okay, yeah, just do that.
Okay. Give me a. Let's see. Give me a palming roll. That seems fair.
The hell!
Oh man. And that's for both of us, right?
Yeah.
Now would be a lovely time to use that edge.
Well,
Pushing the limit.
I was actually gonna say one of you assists, the other one actually make the roll because it's sort of kind of like a teamwork thing.
I'll make the roll for it, and you assist me.
Okay, so he
Oh,
assisted
okay.
you and gave you 2 extra dice.
Okay, so that plus 7 plus 5 equals 12 plus 2 equals 14. And it's pushing the limit, so it basically 6 is re-roll itself. So
All right, so
5.
All right, you guys. Let me actually roll that real quick. Okay, so you guys whip that off, set the other one on, and nothing happens.
I take a deep breath.
Okay, Stanley,
Sir.
those dogs are going crazy. There's something here, but they can't find it. They know that there's something here. They can smell it, and it's not supposed to be here, but they don't know where it's at.
Stanley's going to kind of look around and I'm going to roll a judge intentions on old Tom, if you don't mind.
Go for it. What do you want to judge intentions about old Tom?
Just trying to see if there's been a change in his demeanor, if he's starting to look aggressive, suspicious, curious.
He's very. It's almost jovial. Like there's excitement going on. He starts whistling and barking out orders in German and piping on his dog whistle that I don't think you can hear because I don't think you have any cyber ears.
Yes, I do. Increase spectrum.
Oh, well, then you can hear his dog whistle too.
Okay, can I compare that to the whistles that I learned earlier?
The recordings that you were viewing did not have the spectrum of hearing to be able to pick up the dog whistles.
Okay, fine. Based on what I have learned of that.
Based off of the what you know of how his orders tend to work, it's a scatter and search. It's one of those. All right, you found something, but I don't see nothing. And they are scattering. All of them. All 18 pups are running around. Most of them are sticking near the fence line and near him. They're all, again, searching. There's something here, but we don't know where it's at.
All right. So I'm gonna do two things. First, I'll pop open the can of dog food that I brought with me and kind of like slide open a door and just toss it out onto the lawn in the on the opposite side of the house from the road.
Okay. Well, that would be like Stanley and the old man are on the side of the house. So you threw it out the back door. And their kennels and everything are on the opposite side of the house of where Stanley is. And nobody is currently at the front door. Except for dogs that are running around.
Alright.
Does that all make sense to everybody in Theater of the Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, you threw that dog food out the back door and shut the door, I'm assuming, very quickly.
Yep.
You hear howling at the back door. This is a deep, guttural howling.
Ooh.
Stanley, you're seeing
Sir.
about half the dogs are running towards the back door.
Remember, Stanley's just a guy who's looking to purchase some services, so he has no idea what's going on.
Alright, and I think me and Scion are heading back up.
Yeah.
Which way are you going?
Like we still need to find the book, right?
The what?
The book.
No, you have the vase. That's all you needed.
Oh, okay. Just because I was reading the messages on the chat log on Roll20, and I thought you says, "Oh, we need to look for the book too," and I was like, "What?" Oh. Okay. Never mind. But we're gonna go try to get going. Yeah. Open the glass door from the other side and try to get out.
Okay. So 4 hits on both of you?
Yep.
Okay.
And I will use that animal spirit I brought in and have it just kind of nudge, try and make sure the dogs are looking in a direction that isn't where we're going.
Alright. What are the stats, mental stats of a beast spirit? I don't remember.
Let me see. Oh, its mental should be all its force, so 4.
Okay. I didn't know if it was minus on those.
I don't believe so. I'll double check. And it can control up to its charisma times 5 in small animals. Larger ones equal to its charisma. These small ones are like cats and rats. Larger is wolves and lions, so it's probably more toward the larger size.
Yeah. These are all large animals. At least by that definition.
Yeah.
Alright, so, you can control 4 of them. So, again, are you guys going out the front door or out the side door towards where the kennels are?
The front door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, the old man and the 2 hellhounds that are with him are walking towards the back door. Because 2 of the hellhounds are sticking with him. Just, guard dogs effectively. He is motioning for Stanley to stay close. Sunbeam and Scion, I need you to roll me stealth as you try to invisibly sneak out the front door and across the lawn without getting caught by the few dogs that are still running around making sure that there aren't other things happening.
Okay. Actually, I need to also. Should I use my thing? So.
Use your what?
I have some reason when I use my edge, it's like it's still stuck with like it thinks I'm using my common sense. It's really weird because I'm supposed to have 3 edge right now. Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, 8. I was edging, so it's 18 hits. No, 8. 8 hits. That's 18 would be crazy.
Yeah. Alright, so, what's your physical limit?
My physical limit is
No, you pre-edged.
I pre-edge, so
Ah, right. Your physical limit doesn't really matter.
I hope Sunbeam does well.
Alright, so you guys are sneaking through the lawn. You have dogs. There's about 3 dogs that are running around the front part of the yard, and you guys have to pause every once in a while to make sure you don't trip over one or accidentally bump into it, but they don't seem to notice you, and you get to the front gate.
Okay.
And now you have an 8-foot wrought iron fence in front of you.
All right.
You can either gymnastics over it, or you can levitate, or you can climb, or you can... Yeah.
I just like, what? Do you want to levitate me?
Is that
Yeah.
with your 2 sustaining penalties.
I dropped the compact because like they're already running around. And I have a 19 without sustaining.
Awesome. Alright, so you are able to cast it twice and levitate you both over.
Ooh.
Cool.
Stanley, you guys get to the back door, and the old man reaches down and picks up that tin of food that Sunbeam threw out. He goes, "Oh, god damn that old man." And he whistles, barks a couple commands out, and blows in his dog whistle, and all the dogs, come and, heal up around him. And he gives them each a treat, and, gives them the release command, and they all go about their business, happy as they could be. The hellhounds and 3 of the other dogs crawl back in their into their dog houses, and he looks at you and he's like, "So, about that dog that you want trained. Roll me a judge intentions."
Well then, I judge
Um,
all the intentions.
he is in complete disbelief that you have any intentions on having a dog trained. But he doesn't seem angry about it.
That was absolutely amazing. I did not. How did you teach them to do that?
Boy, and he says it with that old man, I am talking down to you tone of, boy, I'm gonna give you 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, 3 minutes to get 3 minutes to get off of my property, or I wake up the boys again. And his eyes flicker towards the Hellhound's doghouses.
But
Get
my puppy
off my property. And he starts walking in the house.
Stanley hightails it out of there.
As you are stepping through the gate, you hear the whistle, and 3 monstrous hellhounds are charging at the gate. But they stop at the gate, and they sit down, and they wag their tails, and they watch you.
Stanley is Fat Man running away. Doggy's going to eat me.
Okay, so you have a base.
Let's get it. Let's get it back.
And a very sweaty old fat man.
You did great, Stanley. Oh man.
You did awesome, man. I thank you all the way.
Okay, so important thing to note, because you guys were curious earlier, it is not an ash vase. It is not, full of anything. It's open, empty, yada yada yada. It was just a blue vase sitting on top of the mantle.
And we picked up the that I forget what he said, but basically that motherfucker when Stanley heard it.
Yes,
That
Stanley
old
heard him
fucker,
say,
yeah.
"That old fucker."
This sounds like some rich people, Drek.
Oh man, old man hate. There's nothing like old man hate. And when you throw rich old man hate on there, it gets crazy.
Okay, so, you guys are the day after the meet. And you guys had a week to do this. You guys move quick.
It was all about that spaghetti dinner. It's the carbohydrates in the pasta. It gives you energy for things like this.
I believe it. How's the base look? Intact?
Aiku says, "Man, I have respect for you, Sterling. Even as a robot, mostly robot person, I respect you, man."
Well, hey, you can't be a salesman for 38 years without knowing how to talk to a fella.
All right, so if the base looks intact, we'll head on over to the drop point.
Okay. It is I think I said King something.
King Street Station.
Yes, King Street
Street
Station,
Station.
which is downtown Seattle. You know, where the Amtraks and whatever they're called in the future are. And you know, train stations have their lockers. You know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody's stepped into
Yep.
a train station.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And lo and behold, there's a locker that doesn't have a key in it that matches the number that's on the fob of yours.
Stanley will walk up like he's going to put the key in and look at the key, look at the locker, and he'll turn to Scion and hand him the key. No, you go ahead and do it, young fella.
Says, "Fuck it." Wes. And I just open it.
There is 3 credit chips and a comm link with a camera pointed towards the door inside.
And I says, and I put I'm gonna go put the vase there.
Okay.
This is how a man should do it, Sterling.
Okay. Like I said, there are 3 what are the words?
Yeah. Crud chips.
Yes, cred chips. 3 cred chips sitting there.
I'm going to take one, and I'm going to pass the 2 to Sunbeam and Sterling, not Stanley.
Okay. On each of those cred chips, you will find 8,000 new yen.
8,000.
8,000 new yen. Because you guys negotiated it up from 6.
Well, this is an easy peasy job.
We
Who's
didn't have
up?
to kill anyone. Sunbeam actually did a run without using lightning and murdering anybody. I didn't run anybody's head over. This is amazing.
Alrighty, folks.
Yeah, what you're a straight up killer.
Alright, I want to thank everybody who watched the stream for joining us, and I hope that anybody who watches this recording in the future enjoys it then. I'm going to be wrapping things up and then doing some off-screen stuff with the players. Thank you for joining us.